the Antichrist. When someone doesn't show a sign of belief, they believe in Christ, they believe that Jesus died on the cross, the world call it the Antichrist. How can you be Antichrist when you cannot be against Christ? You cannot fight Christ. You can never win against Christ. You cannot sell Christ. You cannot demolish Christ. You cannot claim Christ. You cannot destroy, kill Christ. Christ is your highest state of consciousness. Your purest state of being is Christ. Your highest state of awareness is the state of Christ. Christ is not a thing. Christ is not a man. Christ is not flesh. Christ is not energy. Christ is the source of all things, the source of all forms. God. When you find yourself, you find Christ. When you find your true self, you find God. Christ is not a state of mind. Christ is not an ideology. Christ is the source of life. Christ is not a religion or a cult. Christ is being enlightened. Christ is realizing that you are not your conditioned mind, you are not your body, you are one with God. You are God and flesh, here, now, and forever. Oneness. Form, formless. Christ is not an idea. When you find Christ, your body and brain experience eternal bliss, eternal ease. There is no shame in Christ. There is no blame in Christ. There is no judgment in Christ. There is no fear in Christ. There is no crimes in Christ. There is no evil in Christ. There is no greed, ignorance in Christ. There is no guilt, no shame. Again, no shame. There is no anxiety when you find Christ. There is no depression when you attain your Christ state. There is no stress, no worries in Christ. Christ is holiness, purity, eternal joy and contentment. There is no gain, pain, suffering in Christ. Christ is as space, emptiness. Be still, know that I am Christ. Your belief in Christ does not make Christ a reality in your life. Detachment from the conditioned mind, silencing your ego, make room for Christ to shine. Christ is not an emotion. Christ is love. Love is a state of being, not an emotion. Christ is compassion, understanding, inner wisdom. There is no abuse in Christ. There is no thievery in Christ. The Antichrist is the ego, the false you. There is no pride in Christ. There is no anger in Christ. When you find Christ, you can never experience anger or trauma. Don't pay attention to my flesh. My flesh is here because you can see through your mind, perception. I am talking to you using my flesh. I am not the flesh. I use the flesh. I am speaking to you from the source of I, godliness. Vibrate higher in consciousness, transcend the body and the mind, transcend this world, and you find Christ. The Antichrist is imprisoning people for no reason. The Antichrist is killing people for no reason. The Antichrist is putting your greed before helping others. The Antichrist is ignoring the needy, the weak. The Antichrist is desire. All your desires or ego desires, you are putting your pleasures before Christ. You are forgiving, surrounded. Unforgiveness is the Antichrist. Frustration, always yelling, always putting others down is the Antichrist. Confusion is the Antichrist. Keeping other people in poverty is the Antichrist. Feeling of superiority, feeling of inferiority is the Antichrist. There is no fame in Christ. You can never attack Christ. Christ is everywhere. Christ is in everyone. Christ is in you right now, inside your body. But your ego is stopping you from experiencing Christ to its fullest. When you find Christ, your life will never be the same. Your life will change for the better. You will prosper. You will become very creative. Your inner peace will be at its max. Eternal inner peace. Know yourself. Look deep within you, for Christ is there. You can only find Christ by going inward.